Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Kami dari kelompok 2. The definition of sentence. It can be vary according to, there are some definitions. According to the Oxford Languages Dictionary, and now a sentence can be have two meaning. I mean, have two place in speech and part of speech. The one we discussed, the definition about sentence is a noun. The Oxford Languages Dictionary define sentence. A sentence is a set of words that is complete itself, typically containing a subject and predicate. It has characteristics. It begin with capital letter and end with full period. It can be full stop, it can be a question mark, and according to Wikipedia, a sentence is a set of words that are put together to mean something. A complete sentence has at least one subject. According to Cambridge Oxford Dictionary and Thesaurus, a sentence is a word. Yes, a word can be defined as a sentence. A sentence is a word or a group of words that can be the distinction between sentence and a clause. Later on, we will discuss about clause. But the distinction, the main distinction between sentence and a clause is there's a expression that a thought of idea. Some said it makes sense. A thought of idea, that's called a sentence. The characteristics is we start with capital letter and end with full stop. Sentence can be according to, when we analyze from structurally, sentence, there are 4 types of sentence. Simple sentence. Simple sentence has one subject, one verb. Compound sentence. Compound sentence has more than one independent clause with no dependent clause. Complex sentence. Complex sentence has more than one clauses, but one of them must be an independent clause and other must be a dependent clause. Compound complex sentence can be defined as a mixture of features of compound and complex sentences in one sentence, so it must contain at least 2 independent clauses and at least 1 dependent clause. Okay, next. Declarative sentence. A declarative sentence. Declarative sentence simply expresses an opinion or feeling, or makes a statement, or what is it? Okay, imperative sentence. We use an imperative sentence to make a request Next time, happiness, wonder, sorrow, anger, etc. Okay, next. Next, please. A clause can be clauses. There's independent clause and dependent clause. Independent clause is a clause that can stand in can stand alone. Independent. With an impulse. Depend have three types of clauses, such as noun clause, adjective clause, and adverb clause. Noun clause function as an object. Adjective clause function as a clause to clarify adverb, adjective, and so on in the main clause. Next, please. Clause of comparison. Clause of comparison is an adverb clause that are commonly used to show comparison. Used as a conjunction as it needed a conjunction, such as so, then, less. Clause of condition. Clause of a sentence, a kind of clause that emphasizes cause and effect. And then clause of exception. Clause of exception is an exception clause commonly used conjunction are other that, commonly used conjunction are other that, only, but that, save that, except that, beyond that. Okay, next. There are 9 types of phrases. Definisinya. Sebelum ini tolong definisi phrase dulu. Phrase. Okay, we jump to the type of phrases first. There are 9 types of phrases in English described as below: noun phrases, adjective phrase, prepositional phrase, adverb phrase. The definition: noun phrase is a noun that forms from 2 or more words. Adjective phrase. Adjective phrase is a type of phrase in the form of collection of adjectives from a full sentence. Prepositional phrase. A prepositional phrase is a collection of words that are equipped with a preposition which is an adverb or place and time in a sentence. An adverb phrase. Adverb phrase in affix that is usually used to provide additional information in a sentence. Next, please. Verb phrase is a type of phrase. Okay, that's the definition of phrase. Verb phrase. Verb phrase is a type of phrase that is easy to understand because the verb that applies here is a regular verb. Infinitive phrase. The infinitive is a verb that is their original or has not been modified by tenses. Gerund phrase. A gerund phrase is a type of phrase that is easier to understand than an infinitive phrase. Participate phrase. Participle phrase. Participle is another form of verb combined with ing and ed. Absolute phrase. Absolute phrase, this last type of phrase is the most important. An absolute phrase is formed from a complete sentence whose half is omitted without changing the meaning.